Hey guys, it's Grim here, Grim Gaming UK, and don't hate the game, hate the idiots that play it. Now, I will caveat that by saying that it tends to be that little pain in the ass minority that ruins it for the majority of us. But unfortunately, ruin it they do. Now, where this has come from, I was going to do an update on Titans, what we're up to, and recruitment. But over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been playing Xbox, and I know, don't brandish me a heretic, but I have been playing Call of Duty again. Jesus Christ, I'm not winning any new subs here. I've been playing Call of Duty on the Xbox, um, and basically between a group of friends, people on my friends list, a whole war has broken out, and it's pathetic enough to call it that. Has broken out about one group of players deciding that they want to do well and they want to get their KDs up, and so therefore have fed up running around getting shot by guys sat in corners of strikers, and now they're doing it. And the other group is you're all gay campers and yada yada yada. And I'm stuck in the middle. I don't mind playing with either of them, um, but I also don't like people. And it's got the reason that I'm making this video now is because it's got to the point where people are actually sending beyond kind of Eurocamper message, but they're actually sending things like, if I see you, I'm going to stab you and stuff like that, which is fucking way beyond pathetic. And I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing. I don't care how you want to play, and I don't care about KD. My only thing I've ever cared about is in Call of Duty is win-loss. But to bring this over, because obviously it's meant to be about Guild Wars, this isn't a Call of Duty thing, and an MMO thing in general, you know, the whole gear score thing, and also in Warhammer, which I predominantly played, you had a thing called wards, and basically you needed great awards or less awards, or superior awards, whatever, to be able to do certain dungeons. And not such to the extent of WoW, where gear score was heavily looked at, and if you didn't have a certain gear score, you were a noob. Wards were still important, and still people were like, okay, have you got full of this, have you got full of that, to do certain instances. Now, by the time I left, it got to the extent where people wanted you to have better wards than you needed to do certain instances, so that it wasn't a challenge, so that all these things were on farm mode. Now, it got to the extent where, and I saw it in WoW to a certain extent, but I didn't play that much of WoW, but certainly in Warhammer, I saw where they were going to gold vendors, i.e. the guys you give your credit card details to, some little Japanese kid or whoever, some little group of kids have been farming gold, and you give them money. There have been guys that I've known that I swear to God, there's like villages, out in the east that probably have a hospital named after them. They've spent so much money on this stuff just so they could keep up with the Joneses, just so they could buy the next bit of gear to carry on, just to not be seen as that noob that has a gear score of less than whatever. It's almost like people have forgotten that these are computer games and they're meant to be fun. Above all, it's not like at work. At work, you bust your balls and you want recognition. You want somebody to turn and pat your head and say, you did a good job there, Mr. Jones, and I'm going to give you a pay rise and a promotion and everything else. They want that in a computer game. People invest so much time in Call of Duty, World at War, World of Warcraft, Modern Warfare 3, all these games. People spend so much time, they invest so much time in these games that the prestige token, or just having a fucking kick-ass set of armor, isn't enough. They have to then say, look, this is the benchmark, this has to be as good, I'm excellent player, are you as good as this? Do you reach this benchmark? And they want you to fail, they want you to say no, because then it makes them feel better about themselves. It's the same as people, and they annoy me on forums, that, like a new game's going to come out, and they'll say, I've got this computer, it's a secret, top secret military computer that basically can control every new nuclear submarine on the planet, and it can control satellites. Anyway, I got it secondhand off of them, and I wondered if it can run Angry Birds. What do you think, guys? Oh, by the way, I'm playing on a, million-inch monitor. Do you think it'll be okay to play it? Well, of course it fucking will be. Don't be a dick. But they want everybody to go, oh wow, man, yeah, no, you'll easily be able to run it. That's an awesome machine. You're fucking super. Grow up. Get a fucking life. It's not the be-all and end-all. It's just, it annoys the hell out of me. I'm not going to go on a rant. I know I've already broken into one, but it's not meant to be a rant one. It's kind of like, that's the foundation for where I was thinking. And now, what I'm hoping, Guild Wars 2, having played it, it doesn't feel like that kind of game. Now, I'm hoping to God we haven't played the end game, but with all the strives that they've made, and with the way they seem to be going with, every 5 levels there's a vendor that sells gear to you. Yeah, it's not great. It's not, the greens and all that sort of thing, but it's decent gear. I know Cuddles, the Captain, Eighth, towards him myself, but there were certain points where, they would have a green item, or a couple of green items on them, or they bought something with a Karma, their new weapon. It was never, when I was running with them, I felt, God, yeah, I need to go to the auction house, I need to buy something. Because the next progression was always there. Now that's a lot different to Endgame. Obviously Endgame, you're going to be striving for getting all your sweet gear, and in PvP, when I start getting into that heavily, that may change. And also, it comes down to the people you're playing with as the enjoyment. Now, as I say, Guild Wars, I hope, won't be this way because of the way they've structured the game, as gear not being of paramount importance. And also, more, it's the experience, it's the story that will be rewarding. So you won't need to go out there and, I don't know, wail on some little noob and say, look at my gear, you're a little piece of shit, my gear is whatever. I'm hoping that Guild Wars 2 stays away from that, and I think it has done with the way they've structured it. But, and I'm getting older, because this wasn't the thoughts I had when I was a wee whippersnapper playing COD 4, that, find a group of players that you like playing with, think the same as you, and forget, keeping up with the next guild, or the next group of people, or somebody that's giving you shit and a hard time. Because it ain't worth it, guys. As I say, all this has come about, and I haven't written this down, I haven't structured this whole video, this is just me talking, because I now know people who are threatening to stab each other because of KD in Call of Duty. What the fuck? Seriously? That's where we've got to nowadays? That his KD's better than mine, so I'm gonna, your mum, and I'm gonna stab you, and yeah, and I'll follow you around, and what the fuck? It baffles me, I don't get it. I don't like farming dungeons, I don't like, farming for KD. Play the game as you want to play it, and find people that you enjoy playing with. I would rather spend 6 hours on a dungeon, and it'd be really sweaty. Seriously, we're trying our nuts off to get this dungeon complete, because when I walk out at the end of it, it's going to be like, yes, yeah, that was worth it. It's the same as a Call of Duty game where you're 7,500 to 7,400 in a TDM. You've worked for that, and it's all the more sweeter than you guys going, okay, I'm going to put my gear on, and I'm going to go farm such and such, because I want that particular bow, or I want that particular helmet. So we're just going to farm it over and over again, and it's easy, it's boring. But I want that bow because that's going to put my gear score up this, or that's going to give me this ward, which makes me a god, or whatever. It's not the way I hope Guild Wars goes. And I don't think it will do. I never played the original Guild Wars. So, any of you guys that did, tell me if that's the way it was. Was it actually a good community, and that you guys, or kind of, it wasn't about the gear, it was more about the enjoyment and the story? let me know. As I say, I'm gonna step down off the soapbox. I'm gonna stop the rant now. And yeah, my final state will be is that I'm really hopeful for Guild Wars 2, and I'm seriously looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to playing full time with the captain, with Aeth, with some of the guys you haven't seen yet, with Suzerath, who is a legend, a bona fide legend, with Serial, who's one of the best warband leaders I've ever played with, and with all the other guys from Titans I played Warhammer with. Because above all, the game is fantastic. Above all, I will have fun. And my God, I sound like my mother now. And isn't the fun the most important bit? Not the winning or the taking part. But no, in all seriousness, I just want to have fun with this one. And I seriously look forward to playing it. Anyway, rant over, guys. I'll be back to normal me come tomorrow. I'll get another video out for you guys. But have a good one. And I'll catch you later. God damn, I can rant. My God, I'm like a whinier English version of El Presador. We're certainly not in the same league. Okay, guys, quick one. 2 videos that I don't know if you would have seen. Top one is my Guild Wars 2 launch date and my girlish cries of glee when I found out we finally had a date for it. The one below it is Guild Wars 2 skill calc, which is a really awesome little skill calculator that I found if you want to get ready for launch and play about with some builds, different things that you can do with different classes. Check that out. There's a link to where the actual skill calculator is. Have a look, tell me what you guys think, and if you want, post some builds in the comment section that you come up with. Definitely be interested in some Mesmer and Thief builds if you guys have got them. Anyway, have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you later, and I'll be more chirpy.
What you want?